We're back, ladies and gentlemen, for Mo Nut November. Now, I told my best friend that I wanted to start doing some more serious content, and I swear, I am heading in that direction. But first things first, we gotta get nasty, we gotta get trashy.
Hit me with your genius bottle, rub it all over me.
When I heard Megan Fox did a sex robot movie, I was like, wow, that's so dumb.
God, that's disgusting. Naked pics online? Where? Where did he post those?
I don't.
But I wasn't really interested in seeing it until I saw this hilarious clip being shared around social media.
I have an internal UV light that destroys all bacteria.
Can I see?
So let's peek behind the curtain of this tension-filled masterpiece and see what's going on. Now, as we can see by the introduction sequence, an establishing shot in the cold, snowy reaches of Canada, or somewhere there's snow, we get our title, followed by the setup of the film. Now, our main character, Nick, played by Discount Joe Manganiello, relives his loving wife Maggie and her sudden heart illness before stopping by a mall with his young daughter Ela and infant son Max. He's distracted by a Koboltech display showcasing AI robots, who are indistinguishable, at least in likeness, from humans, as they perform menial tasks like housekeeping or, trimming the hedges, instead of being used to, subjugate the planet. And right away, this is weird, as, one of the key themes of the film is robots replacing human workers, particularly in blue-collar jobs, which would have happened generations ago in technological terms, if the robots are this advanced. Anyway, Nick gets the rundown from the salesman, and while he's listening to him, his daughter disappears to another floor, where apparently there are rows and rows of robot exhibitions. I mean, is this a robot mall? Is this entire mall just for robots? Anyway, he finds her in the care of Koboltech's latest model, which conveniently specializes in childcare with the ability to mimic human emotions. So, of course, he has to buy the robot.
You sure about that?
Anyway, as we watch Nick falling apart under relatively simple multitasking, Megan Fox robot shows up in a 1950s maid costume and immediately gets to work scoping out her new home. Now, Alice goes about doing housework while Nick is out, and in Ela's room, she picks up a tablet to begin Instagram snooping through the photos slideshow on display. When they return, she makes dinner, which apparently isn't bad, but just doesn't taste the same as when Ela's mother makes it, which is just how food works. It's not the same person making it, so it doesn't taste the same. Anyway, later that night, Ela tries to get a cookie from the cookie jar in the pantry, falls, and is saved by Alice, who gets a piece of glass stuck in her leg and, bleeds hydraulic fluid or something, or fake blood. When Nick goes to check on her, she's wearing sexy futuristic robot lingerie and applying scotch tape to the cut, which heals it instantly. I mean, we don't have to explain that technology, but The next day, Nick visits his wife Maggie in the hospital, and Maggie sees Alice for the first time.
And if she wasn't?
She's my friend.
Hi, Alice.
Where's my sponsor?
Really, where? The guy in the blue shirt?
No, next to him. Lila.
After Alice and Ela leave to get some water, Maggie makes a pretty clear observation.
I thought you were gonna get an Old English butler.
Your daughter Picano.
Right. I know your type.
What? Then you know I like my women warm-blooded and sharp-tongued.
Stop the cap.
It's not a woman, it's a sexy robot maid. Bro, you're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody. At Nick's job, where he is an architect slash foreman or whatever he is, he receives the news that Sims, as the robots are called, are replacing the entire workforce, with the caveat that they are required by law, I guess, to have a human foreman. This means that everyone but Nick is losing their job. And once again, I'm going to mention this multiple more times throughout this video, but robotics has advanced to the point where they can create, for civilian use, robots that are indistinguishable from humans in both stature and replication of movement, can clearly do highly specialized activities, as we'll see, and we're supposed to believe the political and social climate wouldn't be drastically different by this point. Like, entire job fields would already be gone. At home, while restoring his classic muscle car and drinking whiskey, or I guess scotch or whatever it is, out of a shot glass. You know what? No. Where are the lights in this dark-ass garage? Okay, you can't even see what you're doing. He's got one dim, dirty Walmart bathroom light going there, but you need 10 ring lights. Who drinks whiskey while working on a car? Huh? Where's the beer? Where's the beer if you're gonna drink alcohol? Anyway, Alice comes in to talk to him because clearly he's stressed. And although I'm not married, I do know that seeking emotional solace in your sexy robot maid when you've been drinking isn't a good idea.
You could have hired a real person for my job. Why choose me?
You know what? That's a really good question, Megan Fox. Why would an adult man, who supposedly has an issue with robots taking human jobs, buy a housekeeping robot with resting sex face and Instagram body software updates? I don't know. That's just me. I can't think of a single reason. What reason? Alice helps put Elo to bed, and just so happens she also has a helpful UV light that kills all bacteria in her mouth.
What?
Soft, flexible entry gives smooth access, complete with semi-hard teeth, a tongue, and throat contours. Gives a realistic.
However, Megan Fox, I want to point out that that doesn't necessarily mean that your mouth won't smell like raw tilapia afterwards. Also, who wrote this movie? Hold on, who wrote this movie? Hold on. Will Honley. Okay, Will Honley, you, sir, are a gooner. That night, Nick is watching Casablanca because this is fan fiction or something. Like, oh, Casablanca is the best movie. Come on, bro. Who's watching that shit? I'm not. You're gonna sit around watching Citizen Kane? Casablanca? Like, come on, bro. We're not doing this shit. And during their casual conversation, it turns out that she has knowledge of the film but has never seen it. So he orders her to erase her knowledge of the movie so that they can sit on the couch together and watch it for her first time.
That's stupid, guys. Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
During the build to the inevitable under-the-blanket hand job he was going to get, he gets a call. And it turns out his wife is getting her new heart. His wife is not getting her new heart. Nick is back in the garage drinking and tinkering to deal with the bad news when Alice comes in and manhandles him before he can smash a bottle against the wall. Nick realizes she has both a pulse and an artificial heart because I guess the sound soothes babies. And speaking of circulating, Alice realizes there's some blood circulating downstairs and decides to give the most Edward Scissorhands handjob of all time. Okay, not a fan of those nails in a confined space, brother. Okay, I'm just saying, nothing good can come of this. Anyway, Nick can't go through with it. And, my bad. Yes, he can. He folds immediately
I should also mention there's a 100% money back guarantee on this.
Yeah. Who got that good D? I
Claps
got that
them
good
robot
D.
cheeks,
Yeah.
and then lays in his dying wife's hospital bed. Wow. Okay. Later on, after putting Elo to sleep, he notices Alice has removed the pictures of him and Maggie from their little photos slideshow thing. So he instructs her to put them back before going to hang out with the men and women from his job who were replaced by Sims. After drunkenly lamenting that they took our jobs, they decide to go have a little fun. With fun being them arriving at the job site, opening the container with their Sim replacements inside, and cracking one of their skulls with a pair of bolt cutters while Nick watches. Later on, at home, he's in the shower washing off the blood of the Sim when Alice comes in to check on him while wearing one of Maggie's robes.
Took it off.
Okay, well, hold on, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's not going to... Well, not only did he clap her cheeks while sitting on the toilet, she mimics the voice of his dying wife so he can imagine it's her while he's blindfolded. Nah, bro. This is our main character? This is the guy. Are we rooting for this guy? What are we doing? Bro. You gotta go. You gotta go. This is actually crazy disrespect. After Nick's boss finds out about the destroyed Sim, he threatens Nick, who then gets great news. Maggie's got a new heart. For real this time. And as we see, the surgery is being done by robots. Open heart surgery is being done. Heart transplant surgery is being done by robots, like an entire robot team. This movie's world makes no sense. Now, I'm not sure how long the recovery period for a heart transplant is, but as soon as she's able, Maggie's back to trying to hold her infant son, which causes her clear pain, which, of course, Alice interrupts. She then tries cooking dinner, but almost faints, and Alice takes over. And the next morning, hearing her daughter, she tries to run downstairs before the rickety banister on the stairwell gives way. They try to do ominous stuff like this, have scenes like this, like even the earlier scene with Nick confronting her about removing the pictures. It's goofy because they never commit. That night, Nick sets up a romantic dinner, and Alice watches from the kitchen, like another creepy thing that doesn't really go anywhere. And in the shower, Maggie and Nick clean up so that in the bedroom, Maggie can work on her triangle choke. Now, it looks like she's giving up on advancing the position, though, and then Alice barges in on them. Like, are you guys going to do anything about this, or are we just going to keep letting this weird shit keep happening? Okay, well, let's just keep letting it happen. Later that night, the Sim-murdering former workmate of Nick shows up with some beer and an accusation of someone in their crew being a rat. I mean, it's clearly Nick. And the two of them get into a scuffle. Nick gets his ass kicked by a middle-aged man until Alice comes to his rescue.
You get him to drop the charges, or I'm gonna drag you down with me.
Which is fair. He could have just not done any of that. He could have just not done any of the things in this entire movie, and none of this film would have happened. He could have just got a male robot. He could have just hired a human. That night, Alice travels to Monty's house and kills him, and also kills his Sim, which he's been abusing for movie purposes. We get it. You're not supposed to like him. Anyway, this marks her first violation of the 3 robot laws, or whatever, the laws of identity, or robot laws. 3 robot laws. The next day, when Nick psychs himself up to tell his boss about his involvement, he finds out that his friend Monty was killed. And of course, he immediately knows who did it. Are we gonna do anything about this? Are we gonna do anything about this? Back at their home, while Maggie takes a bath, Alice comes in to instigate a fight with her.
Your condition prevents you from satisfying Nick the way you used to. Perhaps I can take on that role. When Nick is satisfied, his blood pressure and his stress levels remain low.
How do you know what Nick is like when he's satisfied?
This then prompts Maggie to justifiably crash out when Nick claims that having sex with a extremely lifelike, artificially intelligent robot is like her using a vibrator.
You put your dick in her. That means something.
God, Jesus, I was heartbroken!
Look at me, Maggie. It's a robot. Circuits and gears. It would be like getting Pikachu for using your vibrator.
Listen, you son of a bitch. What the fuck's your problem?
And while they're doing this, Alice uses this opportunity to drown a baby. Okay. All right. Alice reveals her reasoning is that having a family is hurting Nick, and that she's doing the hard thing, because ultimately it will be good for him in the long run, which is like very often the motivation of humanoid robots or artificial intelligences in these kinds of movies. But like I'm not buying it. In the aftermath, while Maggie stays with the baby in the hospital and Alice is getting her brain, I guess, like de-rezzed, Nick drinks his troubles away in a bar. Alice shows back up, complete with half her face missing, as we just saw her emancipate herself from the system, from the Matrix, I guess, as she killed the two people working in that facility.
It's the smell.
And she really has become like Emancipated Agent Smith or something, because she can shut down other Sims. Her goal, for some reason, hasn't changed at all. She's still trying to kill his family because she believes that will make him happy, I guess. So he gets creative so he can get close enough to her to rip her processing core out and head to the hospital where Alice's preferred form, an improved body with bangs and a jumpsuit instead of a maid outfit, has arrived to kill his wife and children. Now, a different movie could have done something interesting here, as it seems like most of the person-to-person labor force has been replaced by Sims. So it could have been like, you know, some sort of, like they're hiding and she's activating like these Sims that are like frozen in place like mannequins. Could have been like that scene from Army of the Dead, where if you bump the hibernating zombies, they'll wake up and stuff. And, you know, it could have been like a tense, like scary scene kind of, you know. But Maggie finds Ela in the shutdown hospital, and as Alice kills a nurse, a human nurse, that is probably human specifically because of this scene only, they make their escape. But they're tracked down to the NICU, where Alice uses her sperm-killing mouth lights to illuminate the blood trail from a cut Maggie received.
No!
They go outside where the entire ambulance crew of EMTs is also Sims. This is really way more intriguing than the movie, because like seriously, how much of the workforce is made of actual human beings anymore? Like, anyway, Maggie tries to start the ambulance, but it's like fully automated or something, because Alice has locked them out. She tears the door off and tosses Maggie like a wedding bouquet before leaning in and saying this.
Maybe if I had your heart, Nick would love me the way he loves you.
What?
Well, I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone.
What are you talking about? This movie is goofy, but like I think one core problem is Alice's motivation. she goes so far as to literally begin to tear Maggie's heart transplant wound open, to literally rip her heart out. Like, she's been passive aggressive this entire movie to Maggie in like a catty, jealous, like bitchy side chick kind of way. But the inception of her behavior seems to be Maggie telling her that essentially, as long as she's acting in the best interest of the primary user, she can essentially do whatever she thinks is best to achieve that goal. Like, it's unclear whether she's acting on like a prime directive and is able to remove the other safeguards around that prime directive to achieve it better, or whether her like ability to mimic human emotions is causing some sort of confusion. Like her having, tons of knowledge, but like a childlike application of the knowledge, including like a lack of human tact in certain scenarios, But here she's clearly doing this out of jealousy and like infatuation. Or at least that's what the movie is very, very strongly hinting at. And speaking of Nick, but Alice isn't done homewrecking. So Nick comes in from the foyer with a lead pipe, cracking Alice in the head, distracting her long enough for Maggie to stab Alice in the face. Now, with their family saved, it's now time for Nick and Maggie to possibly repair their marriage that was broken for literally no reason by Nick. He's a pretty shitty husband, but still, it's a happy ending, right? It's happy. Everyone's happy. Until the robot task force discovers the scene of the crime, and a tech restores power, which then causes Alice's upload to complete. And the movie ends with Skynet Alice coming online, opening her eyes right as the film cuts to black. Subservience is kind of funny. Like very mildly sexy, weirdly tone deaf, and shallow when it comes to any ethical questions about Nick and Alice's relationship and Sims in wider society in general. But like everything about this movie tells me I'm supposed to be taking this seriously. And listen, I mean, this movie basically exists because Megan Fox is Gooner bait. The movie exists for the scene in the bathroom where she drops her robe. If you're gonna do this, lean into the Gooner bait or lean into the serious aspect, but you can't do either properly, which then causes you to basically fail on both points. Anyway, that's all. We'll be back next time with our next installment of Mo Nut November with a real femme fatale. Anyway, peace out. That's it.
Who got that good D? I got that good D.